Hey everyone, I'm tuning in here from Mount Shasta in Northern California, and I wanted to share a little story about where I find myself in my life right now. So about 5 years ago, I was at a gathering and I was at the Sacred Fire, and there was a traditional Lakota elder there who was sharing experiences, stories from his life. And someone in the crowd asked him if he could offer us one piece of advice as young people who are coming of age in these times of intensity and unraveling, if he could offer us one piece of advice about how to live in a good way, what would that be? And he took a moment, and his response was, every morning when you wake up, pray, how can I best be of service? Really ask that question, how can I best be of service to this time, to this planet, to humanity, to all of the beings that we share this magnificent place with? How can I best be of service? And this really resonated with me, so much so that over the last 5 years, I've been really working to integrate that into every level of my being, so that that prayer is integrated into every step that I take, every word that I speak, every action that I engage in. How can I best be of service in this moment? How can I be oriented to service in this moment? And I feel like these times of intensity, these times of unraveling really call forth our best self, right? They really call us to awaken, to step into our gifts and our purpose and our passion. There's an amazing mythologist and storyteller named Michael Meade, and he talks about times like this when the very fabric of reality itself seems to be unraveling. One of the most important things that we can do is go to the very edges of reality, to go to the edges of our comfort and our familiarity, to find the thread that is ours alone, to take hold of, to find the thread that is ours, and then to reweave it back into the center of reality, to reweave the fabric of reality itself. And this thread is our genius. This thread is our gifts. This thread is our particular type of service to the world, right? And I find that this prayer has been such a powerful catalyst in my life. It's opened so many doors for me. And I find myself in this really interesting crossroads right now. And this crossroads is this place where I feel a little bit torn between who I've been, the ways that I've been living, the personas and identities and aspects of being that I have come from, and who I am being asked to become, my future self. The gifts and full expression of service that I have to bring to this time and to this planet. And I got to tell you, this place in between is a little bit hectic. It's a little bit chaotic, and it's really challenging right now for me, because the more that I ask these questions, what gifts do I have to offer the world? What is the greatest expression of service that I can bring to this time? And how do I really awaken that? Show me I am willing. I am taking the seat of willingness, and I am ready. How can I best be of service? And I find the more that I ask those questions, the more that my reality is like, all right, you want to be of service? Well, here you go. Clean your shit up. And the more that I ask those questions, the more that I'm really forced to look at, in such a beautiful way, the aspects of myself that aren't ready to be of service, the aspects of myself that are shadow aspects, that have been along for the ride, that have been exacerbated through certain ways that I've been living, certain ways that I've engaged. And it's this beautiful unraveling process that's happening right now, because I'm realizing that in order for me to step fully into service, that I need to clean that up. I need to really be willing to examine all the aspects of myself that have not fully been brought into the light, all the aspects of myself that are not ready to really show up in that way, and to really reckon with them, to bring them into harmony in my being, to shine the light of awareness into those places in my being, to invite them into the throne of my heart, and to invite them in as a whole and unique and united being, right? And I know that in my past, sometimes I've gotten a little judgmental about certain people in humanity, and just looking around and like, why aren't more people stepping up? Why aren't more people awakening their gifts and leaving these lives that they hate and stepping forward, coming to life? And I'm really in this place in my own experience right now where I'm really deepening my capacity for mercy for humanity, especially my own. I'm really feeling the depths of my humanity in this moment, because there's an amazing opportunity that has been offered to me. There's something that's beyond my wildest dreams of how I could possibly serve, of how I could step forward, of how I could step in. And recognizing that in order to really step into that opportunity, to step into that offering, to step into that service, I have to really examine and clean up everything that has come before, to really reckon with the aspects of my humanity that are not up to speed, that are not current, that are still living out of old patterns and old belief systems. And it's a challenging time in a lot of senses. There's a real, heartbreaking sense of my own humanity. And with that, a deepening sense of compassion for all of us that are having this human experience and everything, the complexity that it offers and contains within, right? One of my primary teachers offers this beautiful metaphor for these moments in our life. Because continually we're offered these new experiences, these new opportunities, and these are like boats that have come. We hear the call, we hear the calling in our life to awaken, to blossom, to open more fully. And it's a boat that's arrived on the shore, but in order to get onto that boat, we have to go to the shore and we have to empty our pockets of everything that we think that we know, of everything that we think that we are, every persona and aspect of personality and self and relationship and sense of comfort and security. We have to be willing to lay it all out on the altar as an offering, because we have no idea where that boat is headed. We have no idea the destination that that opportunity will bring us towards. So we have to be willing to let go of everything that we think that we've known in order to get on that boat, in order to step into a new opportunity, because it might change everything. So we have to lay everything out as our offering, our willingness, an expression of our willingness, right? And I'm really in this place right now where I'm on the shore, where that boat has arrived, and I hear the call and I feel that desire deep within my heart, that willingness, like, yes, I'm ready. How can I best serve? And then the humanity and the challenge that is perceived in really laying all of those aspects of myself on the shore, of really upgrading every part of my system to be able to meet fully the level of responsibility and accountability that is required to really be of service in this time. And I've really been examining what sort of practices can I really engage that can help me in this time. And the number one thing that has come, of course, is prayer. Every day, just deepening my prayer, asking for more courage to be able to really continue doing this in a good way, the courage to be able to step forward into what is being offered, and to really be willing and able to examine all of those parts of myself that need to be updated and brought current into my reality, brought into the light of the heart. And also ever more time, always essentially time in nature, right? Where it's no longer an option, it's a necessity to really come to these places of divine nature. And as I say this, there's beautiful sun rays that are breaking through the clouds, to come to these places where we remember who we are, where we can connect with the silence and the stillness and the remembrance of how to be. And just the importance of really cultivating mercy for humanity, for the humanity of ourselves, for the humanity of everyone around us, because we are all on this marvelous journey of life together. And I tell you, it gives me so much hope to realize that so many of us are out there going through this process, that there are people all over the world who are serving in so many incredible capacities, these incredible projects that are being birthed in service to the external, in service to the world and the ecological crises of these times, and the societal. Every level of our reality is calling for people to step forward, right? Is calling for our genius to awaken, and people all over are doing that. And simultaneously, they're doing the inner work, because the outer work and the inner work cannot be separate. They need to exist side by side, moving together, because the more that we step into our service, the more that we step into the gifts that we have to offer, the more that we must be willing to examine the condition of our heart, to do the inner work, to bring all the aspects of ourself current with reality, current with the genius and the brilliance that we have to bring to the world, right? So it just really fills my heart to know that I'm not alone in this, that there are so many of us going through this together. And I pray that if you are listening to this, and if you're going through an unraveling process of your own, if you feel torn at a crossroads in your life, that you remember that you are not alone in this, that we are all doing this together, that this is a massive global process where we are all being called to step forward into our gifts, to step forward into our genius and our brilliance, to be in service to humanity, to continue asking, how can I best be of service? I am willing. I'm willing to be shown. I am willing to do the work, and we're all doing that together. And one of the most important pieces that I really remembered in this time is that the time of the lone wolf is over. It is time for us to come together, to remind each other, to give each other support and encouragement and that love and that reflection of humanity and mercy and genius that we all have to share with one another, because there's not a single organism that exists by itself, right? Everything is a part of an ecosystem, and we are not separate from that. So this is for myself as much as it is for anyone else, that the time of the lone wolf is over, because sometimes I'm really convinced that I have to do it myself. So this is an expression of me reaching out and expressing my vulnerability and my humanity with you in this place that I find myself in, this heartbreakingly beautiful crossroads of humanity, and that steady prayer of how can I best be of service? I am willing, I am ready, show me. Thank you for engaging in this journey of humanity with me. The School of Connection is coming in October, and this is what the School of Connection is all about, is what is our thread and how are we reweaving the fabric of reality together. So tune in for more information about that. Let me know what you think, and we'll talk soon. Thanks for stopping by.